Okay, this is just a quick overview of the EasySnap Universal Sea Habitat. Where you can find it is under Environments, Midnight Stories, and down the bottom you'll see Universal Sea Hab. Now, I advise you to watch this tutorial first, which is setting up the move and rotate tool so everything snaps together. But in this one we're just going to show you exactly what comes with the product. Well, first off, once you get into the directory, you'll see two subsets. One is just rocks and kelp plants. The other one is a full environment that's been snapped together, and lights and cameras and all different things. So we'll just have a quick look at the rocks and the kelp. So you just double click on it, and once that comes in you'll get something like this. This is from the perspective view, and you're thinking, oh, that's a bit up in the air. Well, it's like that because of the render settings. They automatically cut off on the lowest part. So the next thing I would do is choose the 360 environment. So that'll be found under here, under the iRay sky domes. At the moment I've got a few too many there, but so I would okay, I just fixed up those got rid of those extra ones that aren't there. So I'd pick one of these environments, let's say the thin one. Just double click on it, and as you can see, it no longer sits up in the air. It's laid into the environment. So that's basically it. You'll just you've got to be a little bit careful about the outside environments, because it's not exactly perfect. If you start raising it up in the air a bit, it will look like it's floating a bit. See, as you can see it there. So you just have to be careful where you position it outside the camera. So, but you've got three environments all up, and you're better off coming up a little bit and looking down on it like that, and you won't have any problems. So we'll just check out the other environments, and this one's a lot better for outside settings. So that's the kelp forest far. So you can look at it from mostly any angle. It's not going to give you any problems. So naturally I would choose this one for the all outside settings. We'll try the just a standard forest one. And again, with this one, just make sure you're looking down at it from an angle. These are mainly set up for viewing inside the habitat once you have that all set up. So right now we'll just we'll delete this one. Just go over to your rocks and kelp, delete, and now we'll just go back up to the Sea Hab. We'll load in the full environment, double click it. Right, so once you've loaded the environment in, you can see all the background and that within it. It comes out in so the light comes directly above like it would in a normal ocean scene. This is in the perspective view, but you have, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 different cameras that you can transfer to. So main camera, camera front, top, that's for then you'll go down to lower spots like inside the biospheres. There's a window view. This one's more up top, going into the this one is looking down into the bottom. This one looks out into the distance, and this is where you can you change whatever environment you would like so this one's a bit lighter when you do it, and I prefer actually this one for all environments, indoor environments. It's a little bit darker, but if you want to brighten up the scenes, you can go to your environment settings. So you go into your environment settings under tone mapping, and probably maybe boost it to 12 or something like that. And as you can see, that's a lot brighter. Okay, we'll just keep on with the tour around. At the back, looking up to the top again, and then I'll have the outdoor cameras. There's 4 of them. So we'll go back into the main camera again. This time I'll just show you, I've created poses for your characters or your props. These only work on positional poses depending on where you are. So I got my deep sea diving suit. I've got that. I'll load that in. Okay, now she's loaded in, but she's off standing in the middle of the pool. So, but I've got some poses over here, and these will correspond like this is camera main. Where are we? Whoops. Rightio. So you just click on her camera main, and that'll position it into the right place. So go to your next, say, where do we want to go? Let's pick one. Rightio, so the little biosphere to the right, we'll click on the camera for that. and then make sure you have your Genesis or whatever prop you've got there that you want to pose to that position. So here, that's an easy way to determine where you are. So double click it, and that's sort of the basics of these poses. You select whatever prop or figure you've got. You select your camera positions. Let's say camera main front. Where's that? Have your figure selected, camera main front, and it'll move it there. So this is just a one-click solution rather than you know, pulling them all over the place and trying to position it. This will do everything all in one go. While we're here, we'll have a look at some of the morphs that come with this. We'll just get her out the road for now. Just place her back into the main spot. And we'll just move back a bit to have a look at some of the morphs. So click on the prop you've got ahead of you, click on your shaping tabs, and here you'll see you've got a heap of different things that you can do with the actual the module of the. So what we will do is we'll open up the floral. We'll unhide the rails. We'll unhide the stairs. And we'll actually unhide the water. So now you can see you've got a totally different look. If you want to see the bottom of where the just hide the floor. And you can see that. And if it's a little bit too, I don't know, too wavy, like, you can pull your water down a bit to be a bit smoother. As you can see, you can also make it totally flat, which, well, really doesn't look like water. I don't think it's more like glass. So I always suggest just put a little bit in there to give it that watery look. What else is there? Materials. We can you've got 5 different materials. The best way to actually apply these is you do like a expand. You expand all, and then you'll go top of there. And these will only apply, whoops, gone a bit far there. These will only apply to ones that have those materials. So orange. You should notice in the background that it turns orange. And as you can see, that's all turned orange. The padding inside is orange. We'll just do blue. Okay, and then you can see it's it's all turns blue, but that's mainly because you need to select everything under the C-hab to get all of them at once. You can of course try them individually. What else have we got? Rock props, they're just standard props. Double click them and they'll come into the scene. Okay, just cleared the scene. I'll show you what the under props you'll get a series of either the main ones, kelp props, and your rocks. Rocks are standard stuff. They're actually a bit big, but you can scale them to whatever you want. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Now the kelp ones, why I've got so many of them, I thought somebody might use like something like Ultra Scatter or Ultra Scatter Pro, which is great for replicating different plants and things. So what I would do is just create a group and then put these single ones in the group, and I've got two kinds. There's short and then there's the long ones. But normally, just for ordinary scenes, I would use something like the long one. Why is that? Because yes, it does look a bit tall, but each one of these, each one of these you can select and move around, move into position where you want them. So a bone's attached to each one of these plants. There's 8 in each set. And if they're too big, you'll go up to the base, go into your parameters and just scale them down to whatever you think looks normal. So same thing with the small one, the grouped one. Well, it's not really grouped, it is a single. So we'll just hide the long one. This is the short one. Same thing again, it's divided up into 8 different separate parts. And probably I'll make sure that your snapping tools are not enabled, because or else they'll just be lined out in a grid of 100 centimeters. So that's I think that's all that's in the product. I hope you come up and find with some great looking scenes and create your own environments. And thanks for watching.